Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again. And I haven't put any red on. I just need a little bit of the old crimson. So I use all sorts of paints. I've got a real mixed bag of like old Affinity ones and Rembrandt ones and Affinity and then interactive and Winsor & Newton Galleria. I mean, there's all sorts of I have a selection of paints. I even have these little ones as well. But anyway, let's go around the palette or plate, which is what this is, and say what we're using. We've got some sap green, some black, don't know if we're going to need that, but I'll put it on, some burnt umber, ultramarine blue, lemon yellow, yellow ochre, and some alizarin crimson, and then some white. So we've got a bit of a wooded scene today, and I'll get this started. Nice green, maybe yellow ochre and sap green just to get things going. Maybe a bit of blue in it. Bit of ultramarine blue, sap green, yellow ochre. Start the ball rolling. So we've got a bit of water just to make that paint move a little bit better. That's a bit better. Get some paint. Get some paint moving. So I'm using some grey card, and I find the grey card works quite well actually as a starting block for myself. I have a mixture of ways that I paint. Things that I like painting on, I should say. I like the grey card. I like the this earthbound colour. I'll just move this down a bit. This earthbound colour. I like using that, and then I like using black. I like those three the most. A bit more yellow ochre on this part here. And then we've got a path. It sort of goes around like that. And then we've got some quite dull green here, some bluey green in this area. Sort of a bit of a hill there. Kind of goes like that. A little bit of brown and blue. Show you what I'm doing. Getting a little bit of this brown and blue. Just throwing some of that in here as well. There is areas where you just see soil. So I might just change my camera a second. It looks a little bit dark. Okay, that's a bit better. It was a little bit on the dark side. So here as well, the other side of this bit, there's a dark bit there. And this path comes around. It sort of goes down a hill as well. This blue-green. Cover up this area with this blue-green. And we'll look back at the back at this bit. It's quite yellow ochre-y. Green, sap green, yellow ochre. Down here as well. And you can take that as far as you want it to go on your page. I tend to just paint to the edge a little bit on mine, because I kind of like the way that it looks, that it's been painted in. I don't do any of the fancy things like putting a piece of tape round. No, you can do that though. Kind of like the way it looks. It almost looks like you've rubbed away an area and you can see the painting. Kind of like it. Anyway, it's more dark there. This gives us a nice start now, because we can use these colours we blocked in and we can show light on top of them, light or dark, which is what I wanted to do. But what I might do now, use the smaller brush, this one, and start putting in some areas that are sky areas. So we need some blue. And white. Ultramarine blue and titanium white will make our light colour. A light blue for the sky. So now we can sort of look at the areas where we want either the sky to be, or put them in where it actually is. If you've got a reference photo or something that you want to use. I'm going around looking at the areas where you can see a bit of this blue light. And the good thing about it is you do work in layers, because I'm working in layers here, and then all these extra layers you're putting in, it adds to the end effect. So all these little blue dots, some of them will show, some of them you might cover up with a tree or something, but it just adds a bit more to your painting. Some light. Okay, I just wash my brush. Have a look at the trees, and then maybe I'll start painting a few trees in. A little bit of the black and brown, a bit of the blue as well. Put one in with this colour, and then we'll see how it looks. Got quite a few trees. There's a tree here. You can see it goes like there. You can see that one there. And then there's a lot of it's really dark there as well, so I might just use that colour to darken all of that. Add those bits in as well. So hopefully this painting starts to look better the more trees we put in. Should do anyway. Some of it is just, it's so like dense that some areas there's no, it's just greens, you don't even see the trees. There's a really good one here, so it comes across like this. There's like a wiggle in it, like that. We might have to develop that tree a bit further, a bit later. Start putting some in. We can put the some of the greenery on the front. A lot of them kind of wiggle their way down. Trees, another one there. Put in a few more, a couple more here. There's one there. There's a real good sized tree here. It grows there. I might put that in now actually, just so I know where it is. Real good sized one there. I like that one. And we've got some nice shapes behind it. There's one sort of there. It grows up like this. A lot of them grow in at an angle for some reason. And this is in front of that one. There's one here. Something like that. I'm using a that bit of black in my brown, just to show you the black, the brown and the blue. Creates a nice dark, which is what I need for these trees really. Get them going. There's a thinnish one here. A young tree. A little more paint on there, just sort of clean up that edge really. And then there's a few trees here which are quite big. I might paint them in last. There's like 3 trees right off this side here. I don't want to do them yet. Just wash my brush a bit and then I can start putting in some of this green and blue. Start with this colour, a little bit of yellow. Green, blue and yellow. And we'll start with this colour for these branches that are dotted around here. I'm just going to tap just kind of tapping in colour really. Just tapping in. I can have some coming over this tree. That way it sort of brings them into the scene a bit. Eventually I'm going to have a lot of light, but I want to do all my darks first. And then we'll almost spotlight some light in. I'm going to get a bit more light now. Yellow ochre, lemon yellow. Start bringing up some extra light. Just tapping in. Here and there's a bit more colour Some nice green. There's not as much over this side. There's more light over that side. We can see how these extra colours that I'm starting to put in, a bit more blue in my green, and we can start putting some in this dark area as well. Bit of something. Bit of a dark in there. Letting like grass and undergrowth sort of just flow. Bit of grass here as well. And I'm gonna start putting in a bit of a pathway as well. So I want to create that using some dark brown, some brown, some red, probably a little bit of blue, brown, red, sort of a purpley browny colour, just to start it off, something like that anyway. So it kind of goes in there, comes out there, and it goes round. And it goes over there. Like that. Just give my paints a quick spray. So now I want to bit of yellow, bit of red, bit of white, bit of brown, bit of yellow, bit of white. Bit more red. Just to make myself a little bit of a highlight colour for the path, because it's going to be a little lighter like here and then here. And a bit there. something like that. Actually, that might look good as the path colour rather than the highlight of the colour. And then we can highlight that even more because it's not exactly light, is it? It's quite dark still. I quite like that. So, need a few lighter background greens. Some lemon yellow and sap green. Get a nice bright green. Put some of these. It's like almost like a fresh leaf green. This is. These are just growing and. You've got to think about all the different branches and stuff that you want in your painting. Try and get something that you like. Do a little bit of a few bits of light over there. I don't want too many. There's a bit here on this grass there. There's light hitting that, and then there's light hitting here as well. And then here. You can get some yellow and a bit of red in it. Brighten up that bit there. That tree is in front. I need to bring that tree down a little bit. As it grows to there. Which is why it's not getting the light. So we've got that, getting that light, and then there's a leaf there, bit of fern or something that's getting some light, just a little bit. And a few bits down there, getting some more light. Behind here there's a bit there. A few bits there. Wherever you see the light, you just put it in and watch the painting start to sing a little bit. All these different greens. The biggest trick with I think painting forest scenes and stuff is all the different greens that you see, and lots of different shades of them. And if you build them up like I've done, you'll have no problem creating this kind of a scene. You can take your time with it, and you can have all kinds of lights going on. And got some blue and Some green growing. Just a bit blue around there because I've got a few trees here. Some soiled areas. Now I've got light. Just washing my brush. I'm going to use this brush, number 2. The number 2 brush that was in a set of a load of little brushes. It's quite a cheap brush. What I want is a really warm colour, so I got some yellow. Think of the sunshine. Create like a sunshine colour. So I got this yellow, bit of yellow ochre, some crimson. I'm going to use that to get some light on this side of the tree. So this tree, it's got light all the way down it with this orange. And then I'll get some lighter, some more white in it. Really give this tree some, I was going to say some welly. I don't want it to wear wellies. I just want this tree to have a lot of light to it. Maybe there's some light coming through and hitting this tree as well. Just there. Just capturing that bit there. And I'll grab some red. I'll have some red on this side. So it's got that warm, milty kind of look to it. It's got a nice warmth to it. When you add that red around the colour, it just improves it loads. That warmth. Right, and then I'll have some light coming onto here. And then along here we've got some light hitting this bit of the path, and then of course back here we've got some hitting a bit. Maybe give it a few little extra bits where the light is splashing through. I'm going to put some dark over this bit there. Don't want that to be quite as bright, I don't think, there. So I'll just put a little bit of brown on it. Can do the same coming down just to keep it all together. Okay, can have some little details of grass and stuff growing along here. With a bit of blue in them. Add some light there. Because that's definitely where the light is, isn't it? Got some light there as well, some yellow. We can do that. We can put in some areas of light wherever we want it to be. Something like that. Quite like that actually. That's really warm now, isn't it, there? Can even have a bit more light in that ground. Use a bit of white just to okay, so we've got light all over that now, which works out pretty good. And then what we could do, so I can see some branches as well. So using one of these liners, you can, well, it's actually a rigger brush. You can put in a few. There's actually a few there. You can't really see them though. But you can put in all kinds of detail. Okay, that's quite nice, isn't it? That's like the idea of having a few bits growing up the side of that tree as well. And then what I can do is I can go beep. Some light on it. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. And then in front of these there's some trees. There's some brown and black and blue. There's some trees here. We'll go like that. There's one there. There's one there's another one behind. Sort of like there. There's even a branch that goes behind like that. Okay, and then they don't have the nice light on them, but they do have a bit of a greeny, greyish light on one side. Put them in, and a little bit of dark sap green for a few dark leaves. Okay, so there we go, there's our little scene. I'm tempted to add so I'm making stuff up really. I started with a simple scene, but I've added the light and things. I kind of like the idea of a bit more light on some of the trees. Maybe there's a bit of light hitting that one there. Maybe there's a bit hitting this one here, just in that bit there. Wherever we want to have a little bit of light, you could add it in. Maybe on this branch here. Maybe a bit more there. But yeah, that's it's quite a nice little scene. A little bit of light coming through and hitting some areas of the forest, and the rest is quite dark and moody. So there we go. I think I'll call that one finished. Might put a little bit of a JB in it. Where would I put a JB? Probably there. So thanks very much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some ideas on how you can create some light in a woods, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.